Hi everybody, this is my 125 gallon Discus tank, or just my 125 gallon tank. I'm coming to think of it as my Discus tank for fairly obvious reasons. But unfortunately today's very brief video is going to be a little bit of a bummer. I was just in here doing a little bit of maintenance. I was topping the tank off. This tank tends to run a little warmer than my other tanks, and being that it's more or less open top, I normally have this door right here closed, but this big open area above the tank effectively means that it evaporates water out of it as though it's an open top tank. And so I do have to do a little bit of maintenance on it from time to time. And so while I was in here today, I noticed the very last one of my Marci Rainbowfish has finally passed away. I've been waiting for that for a while. I don't normally do updates every time I lose every fish, but this is one that I've been talking about for a while. Again, I've been kind of anticipating this. It was a very old fish, and it was the last one out of a school I bought many years ago, and now it has finally passed on. So the next one we're waiting for in this tank that I'm really going to be bummed about is my Ctenopoma acutirostre back there. I know a lot of people think it has swim bladder issues because the way he sits nose down like that. Sometimes he'll sit nose up. Get a good look at how thick his belly is right there. That fish is thick as a brick. He has always behaved that way. That is, he's not technically a leaf fish, but he gets called a leaf fish because of the behavior. And they do have that weird sort of floating either face down or face up in the water. And he does that all the time now. And he too is getting very old. He's older than what his normal natural lifespan, according to what all the different websites say. He's already outlived how long I expected him to be in here. And so, again, just based on his behavior and the way he's been feeding and the way he's been acting as of late, I don't think we are too long for this world for him either. And I suppose it's not out of the question to think he might not have some kind of swim bladder issue going on. And now that I'm actually looking at it, he is actually starting to look a little bit bloated and pine-coned. So maybe I am starting to have some swim bladder issues with my Ctenopoma there. This is the first time I've noticed the scales looking quite so puffed out like that. So maybe it is just gradually getting more and more bloated, and we're just not going to have this one here very long, because that's exactly what was happening to this fish. If you'll notice how swollen its belly looks in there, I know it's kind of hard to see the way it's sort of wedged down in the leaves, but we're looking at its dorsal fin is facing us and its belly is sort of facing the back of the tank, and you can see how sort of swollen that belly is, and it's been slowly getting bigger like that over the last several months. And now it's finally gone. So I don't know whether to worry about trying to treat it for bloat or whatever. As I said, this is a very old fish. I've never successfully treated any kind of fish for bloat. The idea of trying to get in there and catch him and pull him out and put him in some sort of salt bath in hopes that it might do something, I don't know. Again, he's pushing 9 years old now. I think 5 to 7 or 6 to 8 years old or something like that is their normal lifespan, but he's at least probably 9 by now. He might even be getting closer to 10 years old. He's one of the very first fish I bought when I got into the hobby a little more seriously. And so again, you know, nobody lives forever. It's just a matter of time before we lose that Ctenopoma too. So there's a little bit of a bummer of an update, but that's the way it goes sometimes in the fish keeping hobby. In the meantime, everybody else in this tank is looking great, doing really well. The rabbit snail, the black spike snail I put in here, both of those are doing well. You can see I got the nearite snails on the glass. There's that rabbit snail right there, so that's doing well. And then of course all of my Discus are looking amazing and beautiful. So there you go, a little bit of a bummer of an update. I got to get in there and pull that one out. And then I got to start thinking about what I want to do with my Ctenopoma there, whether or not I want to see about changing his diet. I don't know. It's a predatory fish, so I don't know what I could give it that would be suitable, that would be sort of a relief for being bloated like that. I don't know. Again, I'll have to think about that. This is the first time I'm really noticing the way that Ctenopoma was actually starting to look bloated, and those scales were starting to look a bit on the pine cone side. That's never a good sign. And last but not least, there's a little look at the silhouette of my Ctenopoma catfish down there, which we don't get to see very often, but is making a very, very brief appearance today. So, alright everybody, I'm going to get the dead fish out of here, and I'm going to get on with my evening. So thanks for watching this one. Make sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss anything I got coming up. You never know what it's going to be with me. Sometimes it's the less pleasant videos like this, but usually it's a lot more interesting. And I also do a live stream every Friday night and every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you're interested in that, make sure you set your alarm, or better yet, subscribe and ring that bell, and that way you'll get notified. So thanks for watching. See you real soon in the next one.